Hey everyone, Dan here. Before we get into it, if you enjoy these videos, please hit the like and subscribe button and keep in mind that these are my own thoughts, opinions, and ideas. These are not meant to be, nor should you take them as investment or trading advice in any way, shape, or form. Do your own due diligence, put in the work for yourself, and make your decisions based on that. Enjoy. All right, folks, here we are after market close on Monday, July 31st. We're going to take a look at Southwestern Energy Company, SWN. I saw sort of an uptick in volume recently, and I saw a pretty, pretty rich and elevated trend line here and thought, well, I should come look and see if there's something to play, something to at least sort of keep in mind. So here I am taking a look. First thing that stands out to me on the daily chart here is this channel. That seems pretty solid. I'm not going to capture all that top because I don't, extending through to these extreme uppers and lowers when building a channel can sometimes lead you astray. So I try to keep it a little bit tighter and just know that sometimes it may extend a little out or a little in, and that's just the case. But yeah, really, really good, movement here in the last, say, 2 months, I guess exactly, that it's spent in this channel. And channels can be really, really helpful and easy to play, but all channels eventually break. So I will just leave that as my PSA. And I like to put my trend lines as yellow, my support and resistance is blue, and so I'm going to put this channel as green. And then let's look at some levels. So let's go back to the last time we were around the mid sixes and see where the price action took place. And we have some pretty good examples here. We have 643, see resistance here after this gap, pushed through, tried to build a floor, eventually fell through and reconfirmed it as resistance. Really solid price action, and I was going to say simple to chart, but I don't know. I don't know what's simple to chart and what's not, but it's a price action with a lot of good repetitive action and activity. So we'll just say that that's the case. 688, another important level around there. A lot of wrestling here, which isn't as clean as some of the motion in here, but if you look at the movement here, this is pretty clean. Let's see, extended back. Yeah, it's a little bit messier of a level, but it seems to be there to me. It may also sort of smoothen it out this time around if it passes through that price range. 736 might be the next kind of obvious one up. There's one here, I would say. Look right around here. 711 seems to certainly have some price action too. So some good activity right in this range. What happens if we go even further back? That's not quite helpful. I'm trying to see if there's anything between that 643 and 688, which I know is just pennies, but percentage-wise, when the stock is this low price, sometimes it can be helpful. Yeah, I would say here. Oops, what am I doing? Come on, Daniel, get it together. Right around here. Where do I want to put this? Yeah, it's kind of like that other one where I said it's not as clean. Not as clean as some of the others, but there could be something there on 669. Now, I only have one level below where the current price is, and that's obviously too treacherous of a thing to allow to continue. So we need to put some to the downside in case it retreats. 615, I think, given the state of the market in the last couple of years, we should all be familiar with, hey, this can all go down, and it can all go down hard and very quickly. So let's not ignore that. Here, 579. The interesting thing about these levels, and again, maybe it's because the price is relatively low, but moves around quite a bit. It's not on those psychological levels, meaning it's not just like 575, then 625, 650, 675. It's not like that. It's sort of erratic numbers, which is cool for charting purposes, though, of course. Let me make sure there's no longer term sort of downtrend to be aware of. No. Okay. I mean, there was one here, but it's obviously broken that at the moment, so I'm not going to worry about it. So we have now 3 levels to the downside, a few more to the upside. Let's put in one more to the downside just in case. Super obvious one here, right? So we'll take that puppy. around 546. Wow, this is the third video in a row that I'm making, and maybe this is sort of me hitting my limit. But this is what I would be looking at levels and channel wise. But yeah, interesting setup. I guess the question for me, since I'm not in this one, is going to be, am I just too late? So we'll have to see what it does in this channel and what it does with these levels that are on the chart. Now, if we flip over to Thinkorswim, I don't even think I pulled this up yet. Nope. SWN. Let's take a look at what's on here. Now, here we have a channel, and we have a couple of different indicators to look at. So we're sitting toward the top of the channel. Again, we're on the daily here. And you know, it can certainly play from upper channel to lower channel. It gets stuck in the mid-range of the channel a lot, which is this line here, where it flips from blue to green. So it's sitting, you know, slightly above the green right now. It is, you know, sort of butting its head on the upper bound of that channel. So it can certainly peek its head out, as stocks often do, but I don't see a ton of that action for this particular ticker. And so even sometimes if something is the case, generally speaking, sometimes some tickers just don't tend to go by those same rules. And this one doesn't historically seem to spend much time out of the channel. So I'd be interested to see, now that we're sort of at the upper bound of the channel, like will it pull back maybe more toward this mid-range here, around $6, and then, you know, we'd sort of have to see what it's going to do at that point. Is it going to bounce off that? Is it going to fall toward the lower bound of the channel? What have you. But at that same time, it's also on the squeeze indicator, which is an indicator. So, you know, it's not a magic bullet, but it's more information to consider. It is, you know, building stronger by momentum. So, you know, or bullish momentum. So we'll see. There was a one-day trigger here, which doesn't seem like a lot, but sometimes that can result in some really, really solid moves. It's sitting high, of course, on the RSI, as it has been for quite some time. Again, that's a thing to consider, but it's not a deal breaker in my mind. It's just, like I said, another piece of info to consider. But, you know, for what it's worth, that's where this stands channel-wise, TTM squeeze-wise, for the daily chart. So this is my view on SWN. You know, good luck if you're playing this one. If you would like me to come back and take another look at it again after some additional price action takes place, you know, certainly let me know. I'd be happy to. And we'll kind of go from there. But in any case, I hope your trading week got off to a good start today. And as always, I appreciate you watching, and I will see you in the next video.